got some camp cuts. We got some camp cuts.
We got some camp cuts.
Yeah, we got camp cuts with the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, first two opponents for the Minnesota Vikings. So we're going to mesh camp cuts and what they're saying over there and over there with two-a-days. And with the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears and with the Vikings going in pads today. See, the Bears and Packers, they also started padded practice today. The A topic for the Minnesota Vikings, if that's your favorite team. And this is a rare, here's the reality. It is not what is supposedly transpiring between Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy or what's happening there. That's very, very, very important. What's of utmost importance would be not getting players hurt, especially starters. And here's why I bring it up. About 35 minutes ago at Bears camp, their new DB, Kobe Bryant, the one they got from Seattle or the
Seattle.
Rams? Yeah, Seattle. Kobe Bryant, he went down with a left knee injury in a one-on-one battle with tight end Cole Kmet. There was a cart involved to take him off the field.
Oh, man.
And social media reports from Chicago reporters indicate Kobe Bryant was very emotional as he was leaving the field. So 9 to noon's not going to speculate and be like, wow, your prize free agent acquisition just lost his season. But I just laid it out the way I read it.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant down, left knee, one-on-one versus Cole Kmet, very emotional as he left the field on a cart. For the Green Bay Packers, I believe today, one of their preferred corners, Carrington Valentine, he got hurt, and he had to leave practice. I don't know the severity of that, but there are some reports where, like, this might not be great. So, like, Carrington Valentine got hurt today. That's the A topic for your favorite team with the pads going on today when you're at Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. Let's just not get anybody hurt so that they have to leave on carts. Camp cuts.
Yeah, we're going to start with safety Evan Williams, talking about new addition as Quay Walker goes away. I think Quay with the Raiders now?
Raiders
it is.
Raider Nation.
Well, enter Zaire Franklin, a linebacker previously with the Colts, and it sounds like Zaire is fitting like a glove.
Yeah, man. He's going to be special for us, for sure. He's a guy that, I think I've said it before, but he takes accountability for everything, which is pretty crazy for somebody in the first year in a new system, first year in a new organization, to come in. You'll have a cornerback on the opposite side that doesn't get the call or doesn't do the right thing, and he's taking accountability for it as far as, okay, how can maybe that was I should have communicated better pre-snap, maybe I should have been able to get him the call, and that's pretty unique for somebody.
Zaire Franklin has some tackling machine to him. Not sure how good he is in pass coverage. We'll find out very early in the season. Evan Williams, the safety, unfurling the opinion. Big season for Evan. Evan came on really strongly for Green Bay last year, kind of from under the cover of darkness too. So their secondary was Micah Parsons isn't going to play most likely the first month. So therefore, the pass rush won't be what it is with Micah. What's that mean? Stress on the secondary. Evan Williams' covering skills, from what I hear, got really good at the end of the year last year. Big season for Evan Williams.
Indeed. Camp cuts. Here's LaFleur talking about building tempo on offense.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a point of emphasis this offseason, just trying to get in and out of the huddle a little bit quicker. I think anytime an offense approaches the line of scrimmage, the faster they approach the line of scrimmage, the more pressure it puts on the defense. So, that was a big point of emphasis.
For Green Bay's offense, the Green Bay's a fascinating team because you're starting to get people who have big platforms, like, for instance, Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee show is taking place right now on ESPN. I didn't have the audio up, but I was reading some of the the stuff that was being shared, and McAfee basically put it like this, quote, "This is the Packers' year," end quote. I think he's picking Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl and maybe win it. They got close last year, obviously. OT loss to the Chicago Bears. Christian Watson has the skill set and the intangibles to be one of the best 8 to 10 receivers in the NFL. If they can get consistency from Watson and Matthew Golden, all right, Matthew Golden, that Texas rookie, man, the 4.2 guy. I mean, he might have had 1 touchdown last year, might have had 0.
He's got to be better.
Well, I don't know if he has to be better or if the whole thing around him has to be better to make him better. That's what makes football such a wonderful team-oriented complementary game. So Golden year 2 needs to take a step other than just being 9 route guy, run straight down the field, try to outrun somebody, catch him with a gotcha. So I think that's key for them. And Matthew Golden is filling what's known as the X receiver role, which means he's the new Romeo Doubs. Now, Doubs had some drops to him, and Romeo would go, he'd have 130 yards and a touchdown, then a series of games where just didn't have big yardage, and then he'd blow up again. So, but Romeo was very, very, he's a quality receiver on 2nd and long or 3rd and long when you need a big catch. So, Romeo, where'd he go? The Raiders?
Romeo Doubs.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. I know that for sure.
Not.
Matthew Golden is playing his spot.
Patriots.
Thank you. So, Jaden Reed, he got hurt last year. That didn't help him. They still overcame it. Jaden Reed, baller. Big fan of his. Golden, a lot to prove. Watson has some Pro Bowl quasi all-pro to him. If he can just stay healthy and continues to mature as a professional, everybody in the world's talked about Jordan Love a million times. But one of the 2 or 3 most important players on the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons, with respect to Jordan Love, Micah Parsons is the most important player on the Green Bay Packers. And we learned that last year. And I stick by what I said. If Parsons hadn't gotten hurt, I think Green Bay was going to win the Super Bowl because they were just steamrolling with that guy. And they were keeping the offense off the field, so it was fresh. They were able to win low-scoring, tight games. And Parsons was just amazing with what he gave Green Bay. Then he got hurt, and there's your dagger. Jordan Love, because he plays quarterback, but Tucker Kraft is back. Tucker Kraft is absolutely one of the best 3 tight ends in the NFL. He's incredibly important with what they do from an overall schematic standpoint because he lights you up in the run game. But they got Tucker Kraft back, trying to figure out Matthew Golden, got Reed back. They need a better season from Aaron Banks, the highly paid free agent they got from San Francisco. And they need to keep Watson healthy. And then, I don't know, maybe McAfee will be right when he says this is the Packers' year.
Yeah, Love talked a ton about the continuity of the O-line. And so Jordan Morgan has to step up on the left. And I'm going to butcher this last name, but Zach Bacobaweli?
Oh, formerly erstwhile Zach Tom.
Yes,
that was Zach Tom.
There was a name change recently. That's right.
Yeah, like within the last week.
But then Sean Ryan getting important reps at center now full time. So the continuity of the O-line was a big thing for them. To the Bears, can I hit you with this? Caleb Williams, and this was prefaced in a Ben Johnson presser talking about ways that Caleb can continue to grow and be better in this system. Coverage recognition, and he was asked about that. Caleb was in his presser.
What's up, everybody? Good to see everybody. Glad to be back. Let's get it rolling.
Your head coach mentioned that
that's great.
One of the goals, like your next level.
Caleb's blossoming a little bit. That's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you are with that, and how difficult is that with so many defenses doing so much disguising and different looks that they're going to give you? Obviously.
Yeah. It's not like I haven't played football for the past many years or so, and so it's more or less what he's saying is taking a step up in that direction. Pre-snap procedure and all of that has been a lot better than, the first time that I started it, and started doing that. But, it's more have an idea what they'll be and things like that. Plays get a little bit more detailed. He's adding more on my plate of figuring out the coverage before and have an idea of where I can go with the ball faster, sooner. I haven't thrown a lot of picks in my career is because I can see the coverage and feel the coverage. And so it's a little bit more detailed from play to play and specifics within the play.
So it goes on for another 90 seconds.
Nice cut. You picked a good one.
I'm cutting it short. But the next step for him, and Ben Johnson also kind of, he went detailed on it too, is the pre-snap part has to be good so that the post-snap is ultimately better. So recognizing the coverage and then how to react to that. And he would go on and talk about within a certain play, canning or killing or adjusting. And maybe I have 6 different variations to a play now pre-snap, and I used to have 2 or 3. And so a big part of Caleb getting better, the pre-snap turning into better post-snap.
The Chicago Bears now have a first-place schedule, and that matters. Mucho accolades, props, and respect for Caleb Williams. Because in his rookie year, all right, he threw 562 passes. Ben Johnson rolls in, he throws 6 more passes. Now, granted, he had 1 more interception than his rookie year, but he went from being sacked 68 times to 24.
There you go.
That's unbelievably positive and respect-worthy for just how good Ben Johnson is at getting through to this guy. Because this time last year, they were still teaching and getting Caleb Williams up to speed with working under center.
Tearing it down to the studs was his quote last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And at this point last year, Ben was still talking about things like, I need this, we need this has to be better, blah, blah, blah. Well, Caleb just sounds so much more fancy free and footloose than he did this time last year. I think an A-ish topic for, you got 1 and 1A. Forget the players for a second. Look at the intangibles. The A topic for me would be your schedule's dramatically different and markedly harder than it was last year with the road games and things like that. All right. Can they overcome it? Probably. Secondly, the Chicago Bears in the regular season, they won 6 games with fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we're talking like final 2-minute type comebacks too, not just.
There we go.
Yeah, not just got a touchdown with 14 minutes left.
Amplify it. So Caleb's good, and DJ Moore goes to Buffalo. Luther Burden's going to jump out of his skin. Romadunze? Romadunze, and with the running game the way it's constructed, Bradbury is going to be fine at center. But to win as many games as they did last year, half as many wins as they had in the season, within the final 4 minutes of games, they're good, but a lot goes into that taking place 2 consecutive years.
Right.
So it just behooves them to not be in that spot as much as they were last year, because there ain't no guarantee that thing's going to go your way 6 times in the regular season. I think that's one.
Yeah, and I know we got to pause, but think about it, dude. If this Kobe Bryant thing is a problem,
yep.
And Dennis Allen was,
and he's a corner, right?
Safety.
Safety, okay.
But so he's replacing, the name escapes me. But then you got the rookie Thieneman next to him. If this Bryant thing is a problem.
That's right, Dylan Thieneman.
Dennis Allen was peppered in his presser a week ago, just like, what's it going to be like to have a healthy Jalen Johnson? And Dennis Allen's like, I don't think I've seen a healthy Jalen Johnson, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, Kyler Gordon, too. Kyler Gordon might be their bet. Is Kyler Gordon on the PUP list?
Him and TJ Edwards.
Are you kidding me?
And Noah Sewell.
Kyler Gordon might be their best overall corner, believe it or not. He's never, ever healthy.
No, he's not. Shamar Turner, they still haven't really been able to figure out how to get him, the second-round pick from a year ago. Yep. The health of this defense, and just specifically early putting Caleb in the offense in a spot where they have a chance to work from ahead.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that last year. And so health with them and Tyreek Stevenson, let's get the head screwed on straight and do your thing. So they have so many, they got some really cool names in the mix. Dennis Allen mentioned 18 new players specifically on defense that he gets to work with this year.
Jeez.
Yeah, so a lot of turnover, and creating that identity was kind of a theme of his presser that I was watching. But they got to keep him on the field, man. And a lot of the Bears repeating what they did a year ago and how it can be different and better, it starts with what Dennis Allen is working with, I think.
I don't know who Greg Braggs Jr. is, somebody who covers the Chicago Bears. But he tweets like Alec. I mean, just with a dramatic feel to it. In other words, he wrote within the last hour, off what you said about Kobe Bryant, practice has concluded. Now we wait for an update on Kobe Bryant.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, this might be bad.
Yeah, I know. I want him to lose every game, but I don't want him, I don't want guys to get hurt. That sucks for them. They paid him. They were excited about him.
The penultimate in truncated fashion is next.
This is PA on iHeartRadio and KFAN The Fan. Guaranteed human.
Okay, so tomorrow is a Northern Fire Talker Tuesday. It has some Talkback Tuesday to it with a prize attached at the end of the show. Speaking of talkbacks, Nordo found one today, and we didn't even ask.
Good morning, PA. Caleb James here from Forest Lake. I think we've got one of the only true quarterback controversies in football this year, and I'm just wondering, do you think this week with the full pad, full speed practice, that's going to come to light, that we're going to have a true starter named by the end of this week, or do you think it's going to take a little more time? Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Appreciate you, Caleb. I don't look at it as a controversy. I don't think there's really anything. Well, you know what? Caleb may be right, because it's like if Kyler wins and he's favored, no, I don't believe there will be a season-long proclamation, or let's just start with game one. No, I don't believe this week there will be an announcement from the Vikings saying so-and-so is our starter and will start against Green Bay. I do believe that will happen. I probably should lay off that. Aggregators, though, just go ahead and profit off somebody else's work. It'll happen relatively soon is the way I would look at it.
Yep.
Before the Giants game,
I think
preseason game, maybe.
I think maybe he just misspoke. Maybe he was thinking competition and said controversy.
Yeah. No, but I think there could be some controversy to it too, and here's why. It's when I hit you off the cuff last week. What were we doing again? And I'm like
10 and 10, or
the preference.
Oh, just who do you want? Not who do you think
that's
will
what it
win,
was.
But who do you want?
Yeah, don't tell me, don't handicap it statistically in like who should win.
Right.
It's who do you want to win?
Yep.
And then I hit you off the cuff, and you're like, JJ, and here's why. You drafted him here. You put time in him last year. Wasn't great. Certainly wasn't terrible, but gave you something off which to build.
Yeah. It's better for this team long term if the dude you drafted develops into a stud.
If Kyler beats him out of that job, it'll start to bubble with
that could get controversial.
With the well, then why'd you draft him?
Yeah.
Well, then why this? Why don't you believe in him? Why don't you give him first crack?
Well, it was Kwesi's decision.
I mean, they can always fall back on that, right? Go ahead and leak that thing and just take some heat off you. But
Kwesi chose J.J. McCarthy, and we were just all passengers on the roller coaster.
When we start playing the games, and is Kyler Murray a quarterback? Okay, if you lose and the quarterback visibly and obviously to everybody, not just no. You guys don't understand the importance of Ryan Suter's game. Okay, he hasn't. Yeah, we know he hasn't scored in a year and a half, and this, that, and the other. But those stretch passes, holy cow, do they open things for us? You just have to have a trained eye.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's eliminate the trained eye part, where you're able to be like, yeah, I know so and so got beat on a double move. And that was a big touchdown by the other guy. Yeah, I know Pace Jr. and Batty or whomever messed up kick coverage against Duvernay, and there's your okay. That's all of it. Yeah, that's all part of it. But if it visually is obvious, the quarterback's taking L's that are leading you to defeat, there could be a change, but that could get controversial. Why'd you bring him in? You knew about the punt passes. But you also recognize your culture here is dramatically different and more cohesive and better than that rodeo in Arizona.
Yep.
So you started him. Well, look what's happening now. So why didn't you believe in the kid? Why didn't you empower the kid? Where's the kid's mental? Where's his head at right now after taking the L? Now you got to use him.
Yeah.
So that does have a side of controversy to it.
Well, how about this? I mean, this would be controversial. Do you have to use him if Kyler goes the wrong way, or do you go to Carson Wentz?
Oh, jeez.
And is that absolutely determined that the loser of this particular two-person competition, that he's automatically the backup? What if JJ becomes the football version of the E-Bug? He's the E-Bug.
The E-Bug.
And I think there would be...
well, the kid's a martyr because of the curly hair out of the cap, and he's just a baby. Are you kidding me? Let me see. Let me get this straight. Is winning your NFL regular season debut in prime time against a division rival who would end up winning the division, is that important on your resume? Oh, he did it.
Yes, he did.
They tell me you have become the Detroit Lions' Charlie Biatch, in that you can't beat them and you can't join them, and they beat you 5 or 6 times. Oh. So he went to Ford Field and did what? Ran through who? Oh, he beat him.
Yes, he did.
Standalone game, Sunday Night Football. Old shiny toy, the Dallas Cowboys, the $3 bill, most counterfeit team in all the sports. But still, they got Dak.
America's team.
They got Dak.
They got Dak.
And they got Jerry Jones.
They got Javonte.
They got Javonte. All right. What happened there? Hey, he played a big part in winning the game.
He played a fairly big part.
Oh, that's our guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's not going to start? Oh, okay. You must really, really, really love the other guy, right? Let's see the other guy play. What's the other guy done in his past performances through 7 starts? That indicates he absolutely is the guy.
Yeah.
Can't wait. This is so juicy.
I guess it could be a bit controversial, but I would say so far, but to the talkbacker's point, I think if this would be a week where you can see separation start one way or another, because even with the quarterbacks, the speed is going to increase. And this is a spot where
big time.
Neither of these guys, I don't think, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't think either of these guys can afford to have an awful day.
Well, Murray has to get him in and out of the huddle and execute the tentacles to the play fast, starting today with pads.
That's right.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but hey, shame on JJ and shame on Wentz if Kyler Murray knows more about the nuance of the offense compared to them right now.
No,
and it doesn't mean, and Kyler ain't dumb, but he just hasn't been here as long.
Right. No, you're totally correct on that. But starting today, and really it started last Wednesday, neither of these guys can afford to have an absolutely hideous day.
Right.
It's crazy that we're judging it this way, but I kind of feel like every rep matters and is going to be part of that story. So, big one today. Pads are on. Let's party.
The Owl Roofing, owlroofing.com post game is next.
This is 9 to noon.
Yes, and I'm going to jump back to the beginning of the show because, as you could tell, whether it was the interview with Blake Brandel, Saturdays with Sauce, we were out there on Saturday and had a blast. We're talking about the pads and the QB competition / controversy as that unfolds. We're pumped for Vikings training camp, and it's back full force at this particular moment.
Go ahead and tell me I don't need to get this thing done.
Yeah, you need...
Yeah, I do, during the fair.
No, absolutely.
No, during the fair.
I'm
sick of it. You think I'm kidding with you? Holy
but Pete Bursic...
Why you got to laugh at my problem?
It's...
Honestly, man.
Well, I'm laughing
that
because...
Hurts.
No,
I'm playing with you. Go ahead.
Radio is fun.
Yeah, it's narrowcasting behind the scenes, but it's very real.
It is very real. And what's very real is the opportunity for some younger cats on this team.
Brand new pants, too.
Contribute.
You and Molly always have wanted to go to Key West, right? That'll give you visuals of what the islands look like.
A little fantasy fest. Jake Golday is among those with an opportunity to contribute early. And here's Pete Bursic talking about just could he work his way into that front four? What's it like? What's the status or the lot in life, as PA would say, for Jake Golday?
Yeah, he could be. I think the question with Golday, or the part of Golday that is that may take away from that, Paul, is just the fact that I think he's a much better off-the-ball linebacker. We saw him tip a pass on Saturday that was intercepted. He is so good in space. He's so good off the ball, reading guards and playing the run. He may end up being more of a Cashman type of a linebacker, but he has, I think the pass rush side of it, he has the speed and everything, but they have the catalog of pass rush moves and all, and that part of it that you want out of your edge. He may not have that yet. So I think that kind of leans to saying, getting a veteran edge rusher, because I think that's the key, to the depth of that position. Is you have one more guy. I know Hassan Reddick is, I remember seeing a game on him last season where he gave some linemen some problems, so he still has a little juice left for sure. But Golday he could do it, but I just think right now, watching him move around, his strength is in space. His strength is kind of really off the ball right now. Yes, he can rush. Yes, he can do those things. And I think they may want to leave him out there. And I think that his ability to spell Van Ginkel at times is going to be the key.
The cool thing, is it real or is it fool's goal day now that the pads are going on? Because whether it's Banks and Big Citrus, Golday getting reps, and specifically on Saturday, it started getting loud, where these kids are kind of showing out, PA. Max Bredesen is going to get every single possible chance to be an early and often guy. And Jacoby Thomas with extended run. What if...
It's the Briz draft. I know where you're going.
What if...
I know.
What if this was just mic drop by the money man? Was this a mic drop?
Yeah.
You want to talk about ultimate grand slams?
Yeah.
If you have multiple rookies playing more than half the snaps in 2026, and the key is on a good Vikings team,
right?
It's a mic drop grand slam by the money man who just crept back into the shadows and just keeps doing his thing. It's Briz.
Well, I just quickly, and I'm going to get into this more today at practice. I think we're having a bet change with Jake Golday. I think we're having a systematic change to what some people thought about him after they drafted him, what the plan was, where he was and wasn't going to play, how much or how little he was going to play, to what's happening now. So I'll get more into that tomorrow. I want to see it for myself today.
That is, and other than that, of course, we had KO cuts in the mix. The Skeen, who I just found out the Dolphins and Raiders haven't won playoff games in like a quarter century. And it's probably something that I already knew, but it just hits you when you hear it again.
Yeah.
And terrific final hour as we look at two-a-days. And potentially, sadly for the Bears, some injury concerns, specifically with their new guy at safety, Kobe Bryant. So things to watch for on a Monday, but things to watch this afternoon. PA, the pads are coming on.
A full report tomorrow from Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. Minnesota Vikings general manager Nolan Teasley joins 9 to noon tomorrow. May God bless you and all of your families. Thank you for listening to KFAN. Dan Cole, the Common Man, and the program is next at FM 100.3 KFAN. Goodbye.
To noon.
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
From the 1-800-ASK